few minutes. And there we are.
Hey, everyone.
We're getting started here. So thank you all for joining us today. Today we're going to be talking about 3 proven website strategies to drive more leads. We're having some technical difficulties here, so we're going to get started any second now. All right, and we're good to go. So I appreciate you guys joining us today. I have on the call with me Brian Hart.
Hey, guys.
We call him Dr. Brian Hart because he is the doctor when it comes to driving more and more leads on the websites. Myself, I'm Dan Allen, and I'm heading up Dealer Lead Driver. So we're excited today. We've got 3 proven website strategies that drive more leads. We've been doing websites now for a good part of over 10 years. We were actually on a part of Potrac, who is a full service and digital agency. And we've been building websites now for a long time. And our Dealer Lead Driver is our brand new platform. So we're really excited to share with you some of these new strategies that have helped us really hit some home runs when it comes to driving more leads. So again, anytime you have a question today on today's webinar, we want some interaction, right, Brian?
Absolutely.
We do not want to just be me and you talking to each other and staring into a screen. So you guys have a questions portal on your landing page here. And so feel free at any part during the broadcast today to go ahead and type us a question. You can ask us to show something or to explain something. But definitely we want to hear from you guys. So feel free to type in those questions and we'll do our best to answer those in a timely fashion. So Paul, I can see you guys. You can see the screen or you can see the keynote, Paul. So hopefully you guys have seen the keynote and not my face. So we're going to go ahead and get started here in a second. So our first slide here, Dealer Lead Driver. For one of our clients, we do full responsive automotive sites. And we want to talk about some of the results that these 3 strategies have brought. So web form submissions went up 138%, Brian. That's a lot of percent.
That's incredible. And this was one of the first dealerships to go live on our website platform. Not only in the first month, not only did they increase their conversions from the website 138%, all the analytics improved as well. Time on site, pages per visit, the phone calls as well driven in. So form submissions and phone calls both increasing with the switch to Dealer Lead Driver. All of this is great information here. The one piece of data that is most important to what a website can do for you, and more importantly for what your dealership's doing for your team, they increased their sales 32% in the first month in switching over to Dealer Lead Driver.
It's true.
And if you're familiar with Sherwood Ford, they are not a small dealership. They are not new. They're well established in their market and dominate their market. So very, very impressive to see an increase in a dealership that's already performing very well. So, I mean, talking about the reasons that they improve so much, that's going to be our coverage of our 3 proven website strategies today. We'll get into our first one.
Right. And if you guys want the case study on this client, go ahead and call or text or email Brian. We can send you this case study. It outlines the strategy and really showcases what this platform can do to help you sell more cars. So definitely let us know if you want that. You can send us a chat or, again, call, text, or email Brian. So let's get going this morning. Content. Content is our first one. Now, some of you are thinking, well, how is content a strategy? I mean, Brian, did you kind of get that same thinking?
Yeah, most people think content is just a tangible page on a website and there's not a strategy involved with it. And I mean, realistically, that's wrong.
Exactly.
There's so much that goes into it. It's not just putting pictures and text on a landing page on the website. There's a strategy. There's a reason that page is built in that fashion. We do a ton of testing on all the landing pages we do. If it's heat mapping, eye tracking, A/B testing, all the other strategies that are involved within that. So they're proven landing pages and they're designed a specific way. And also importantly, they have a strategy that correlates with it. If it's a model page, if it's a comparison page, a discount page, whatever it may be, there's a reason, a rhyme and reason behind that. That helps a dealership like Sherwood Ford increase their conversions on their website and their sales.
And guys, content is king. All right. Most websites, when you sign with a website provider, usually you get what, Brian?
Skin and bones.
Skin and bones. All right. You get a template. You get basically a site that's got a few things in it to help move people in the site, but no content. All right. And then what happens? You spend hours and months and days
and dollars.
Absolutely. Time is money. So maybe some of you on the call today, maybe you're internet director, maybe you've actually had to sit there and put content into this website. Our websites come with content. So content is king. If you want to learn more about that, please reach out to us. But question for you guys this afternoon, go ahead and type in your chat window. Are you satisfied with your content currently on your website? Yes or no? We want to hear from you guys. Go ahead, sign in, and go ahead and let us know, are you satisfied with your content currently on your website? All right, so we want to hear from you because a lot of people think the content on my website is sufficient. Brian, you run into that a lot?
Yes, and also, do we even realize how valuable it is? That's a big aspect of it as well, is oftentimes it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. Hey, we've got a website, it's got our inventory on there. That's great. People are going to look at our inventory, but
exactly.
What about people that are in for service or are really high up in the shopping funnel? They just started today to look into vehicles, and they don't want to just start looking at pricing on your website. They want to look at why this F-150 is better than the 1500.
Exactly.
Tell me a little details about the Fusion. And again, why we're doing this. We don't want them going to the manufacturer's website for this. We want this inside of your website.
And we're going to show you this example we're talking about content. So, Brian, this is straight from the Dealer Lead Driver platform.
It is.
Service FAQs. Go ahead and chat me if you guys currently have something like this on your website. Service FAQs. These are content pieces that we've come up with, that we've copywrote and tested and eye tracked and heat map and seen the effectiveness of this content on your website. Now, normally, Brian, when someone sees these kind of pages, service FAQ pages, you might think, well, isn't it better just to give me the price of the car?
Yeah, and that's an interesting thought on that, because most people, the glory is in selling cars, but more people come to your dealership's website for service than anything else. And we're answering that demand with this strategy right here. So these are 17 pages built into your website, standard with the platform, that are some of the highest searched service-related terms into Google. This is one of our best examples right here. Almost 1 million times a month. Why is or anything to do with the check engine light is searched
absolutely.
Each month. I mean, those are opportunities for your dealership to create a relationship, create a partnership with a customer, a potential customer, a previous customer, or someone that's just having a bad day. Their check engine light came on when they're on their way home from work, and I mean, their first thought is, can I get home safe today? Is this vehicle safe to drive?
Absolutely.
And then the next question is dollars. How much is this going to cost me to fix? So we're answering that hesitancy or that the trouble thoughts that they're having. So I mean, 50% off diagnostic check, getting them into the dealership, helping them figure out what that problem is.
Exactly.
And then another key strategy within a landing page like this is what we like to call our next logical step. You'll see this throughout every landing page on the website in our presentation today, but they determine what their check engine light came on for. So now we need to get them to that next step in the process. Perhaps they need to finance a new vehicle, schedule a test or schedule a service appointment, or figure out the value of their trade.
Yeah, guys, this is not just going to Edmunds, copy and pasting into your website. Please, if you're doing that, stop immediately and call me, okay? Do not copy and paste just from websites and search engines, all right? This is content that you have to build. You have to think about, if my check engine light is on, what am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to come in and get it serviced. And if I have a coupon, why would I not go with someone who's not only giving me the resource, but also giving me money off getting that service done.
Exactly. It's cheaper, and they're the ones that helped you with the issue. Again, you're creating that personal connection. You're
Right.
building a relationship again, really,
Right.
really early on.
Exactly.
Giving you the best chance to do that business with the dealership.
Exactly. So when you're thinking about content and how important content is, a strategy you have to have, think about ways that you can add these pages. Again, these pages are standard on our platform, but we're going to move through some more and more content examples.
Yeah, those are just service pages.
Those are just service.
Now
right.
we're looking at the sales side of things, and I purchased I leased a vehicle back in January. That was the first time I've ever leased a vevehicle. I didn't know the benefits.
BMW?
Oh no, the BMW is gone.
Oh.
Yeah, she was breaking down early. But people outside of the industry, people who are not fluent with automotive language and strategies, they don't know what the differences are to lease or buy. And realistically, the only way to determine that is go to the dealership and talk to someone there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's typically a salesperson. Their motive is to
Mhm.
get you to purchase the vehicle. They're going to do what they can for that. How about we educate them before
Sure.
that situation happens? Makes things really easy. So just details on why leasing or buying is better for that person.
And you know what? I'll be honest, Brian. If I had to actually call the dealership up and say, "Hi, Mr. Salesman, can you explain to me why I should lease or buy?" What's the first thing I'm going to think about when he's going to give me an answer?
What benefits me the best?
Exactly. I'm thinking he's going to tell me whatever gives him more money, right? Or what
Yep.
profits him. So if I have to do that, and let's be honest, texting is a huge way of communicating now. People actually prefer texting through calling.
It's actually 4 times higher probability to get a response from a text message than an email, and
Right.
twice as high from a phone call. So
Yeah, so think about it, guys. Put this content on your website. Don't let them Google, should I lease or buy my next vehicle? Have them go to an actual dealership with that information, become the resource, and guys, content is going to be a strategy to drive more leads.
and then just another page, we don't have the example up here, but I just got back from the CPO used week
Nice.
out in Phoenix. I got back late last night. One of the landing pages we build into the websites as well is what is CPO?
Mhm.
Again, if you're not in the industry, this is everyday stuff to us, but people outside of the industry
Yeah.
have absolutely no clue what CPO is.
Yeah.
What are the benefits? What
Yep.
type of warranty and protection am I going to get? Again, let's educate the consumer
Sure.
when they're on our website, creating that relationship.
And just as a little tip, do not use CPO on your website content. Please cease and desist. No one knows what CPO is outside the automotive world. So guys, again, content, it's huge. How you use it will drive more leads and create more sales for you. So next up, guys, landing pages. Okay, we're not talking about just copying Edmunds again. And I hate to use this example, but I see that all the time. Landing pages have to have a strategy, Brian. How many times do you see pages on a dealer's website that there's no strategy behind it?
Or if it's just all text.
Listen, I'm a visual guy. All right, I'm currently reading this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'll be honest, Brian. I wish there was some more pictures.
I know.
It's a lot of text. I'm not gonna lie.
It's tough. And I mean, the society is growing in that way too. People engaging with video more than anything. You see
Yep.
that. Across all the analytics on a website. You see it across all social media platforms as well. Sharing capabilities like Facebook. So much higher percentage of actions for video on Facebook is shares.
Yeah.
Not on regular content, because it just doesn't become viral. It's not valuable. Hey, read this article, or hey, take a look at this video. That video is going to get a lot more engagement. So putting video into your landing pages.
Exactly.
The page we've got on there on the left, Dan, I forget the phrase that's used for that, this style landing page, but as you scroll over those little plus signs, it'll bring up more information. So it's
the
animated
sure.
animated and interactive page. It catches the eye. I mean, it's appealing to the eye. It gives you what you want to see as you scroll through the different sections of that vehicle and determine what's important to you. Is it suspension? Is it the technology in there?
Exactly. And so, these are pages that we design out on the Dealer Lead Driver platform. All right. But we encourage you guys to really think about the content you're putting on there. Notice no page that we have showing this morning does not have a call to action. All right. Don't assume the person visiting your page or the content on your website is just going to know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let them know what to do. Do you want to view more inventory? Do you want to get pre-approval? Do you want to value a trade? And listen, we have a few call to action buttons on these pages. Do not put a million call to action buttons.
You want to use the logical ones. It goes back to one of our coin catchphrases, that next logical step. Put yourself in the shoes of the consumer. What are you going to want to do next? I mean,
Exactly.
we've all been at some point or another in market for a vehicle. So pretend you're in that shoes again.
Exactly.
Not just what benefits the dealership, what
Right.
benefits your customer.
Right, exactly. And Dealer Lead Driver, we've used that behavior analytics to really make decisions about how websites flow.
Yeah, and even just on those landing pages, I think it's the 4Runner and the Corolla page. They both convert. The 4Runner 6.5 and the Corolla was 7.5% conversion rate.
Wow.
And typically, these are pages that don't convert because other agencies, other website providers aren't putting in the conversion opportunities.
Right.
They're just giving the information and not telling the customer what they need to do next.
Exactly. And if you don't have pages as pretty as this, call us. All right, let us help.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, we're talking about the Dealer Lead Driver platform here today, but we can build these landing pages into your website as well. We provide content for dealerships that
That's right.
if it's they're in love with their website, usually not the case, but in more cases than not, it's a manufacturer constraint. They
Yep.
have to be with a certain provider.
Sure.
It stinks for you. I know you all agree with that. But
we
we
can
can
help.
build this content in your website and make it as efficient as possible. So
Sure.
if you want content, if you want landing pages like we've shown, give us a call. We'll build these for you.
Right. Moving on here, more content, reviews. Okay, guys, you tell me, does it make sense that you leave a website to add reviews about a car or a dealership or a salesperson? Do not move them off your website for any reason. Never have the user leave your website. So on our Dealer Lead Driver platform, we have reviews and a rating system built into the platform that creates more content. So this content, I love this truck. It has capacity to tow everything I need. You know, get them talking about the vehicle they traded in. It gives you more of that content and a frame of reference. So, you know, these are just more and more ways to add content to your website and help drive more leads.
And even just thinking about the concept of reviews and testimonials in our industry here, except for service is a big one. People want to read reviews about the product.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important part. They have, in most cases, opportunities and options to get that truck from a number of different places.
Sure.
They want to know what that added value of purchasing the vehicle from you guys are. But in a lot of cases, you're not going to go, if you're in market for a camera, you're not going to go read reviews about that Best Buy store.
Absolutely
You're
not.
going to read reviews about
No.
the camera. So we have all the options for reviews about the truck, about the dealership.
Right. Focus on the product.
Exactly.
I mean, I would buy a GoPro out of the back of someone's El Camino if it was cheap enough and the product was good. I don't care where I buy it. So think about that when you're adding content.
Probably trying to buy the El Camino too.
Oh yeah, those are classic. You can't beat those. All right, moving on, guys. Play the right message at the right time leads us to our second point, and I absolutely love this graphic. All right, obviously Grizzly attacks 17s in a wilderness school. Horrible. I'm not at all saying that that's awesome, but the retargeting ad right above this says plan your escape, and it's got what, Brian?
A grizzly bear.
A grizzly bear, okay?
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. How many people think that ad gets clicked right next to this article? Probably
A lot.
I'm going to, I don't know how I'm going to really want to plan my escape when I just saw that 17s were attacked, okay? So the right message at the right time is crucial, all right? So that leads to our second point today, geofencing. How many of you are currently geofencing on your website? Is our second strategy today to drive more leads, geofencing. If you're using it, I want you to chat me. All right, chat me. Yes, I'm using it, or no, I'm not.
I'm going to venture to guess of all the people on the call today, unless you're one of our clients, you're not using this.
No. No, not at all.
We do not believe, there may be one other company, but no one else has geofencing standard built into the platform.
Right.
And when I'm doing demos for dealerships, showing them what smart fencing is, what geofencing is, they're like, oh, okay, how much extra is that? What's the cost of that to add to my website? The answer is $0. This is a standard product inside of the Dealer Lead Driver platform. We're not nickel and diamond. We're not upcharging as new tools and technologies are rolled out.
Right.
This is standard.
Right. And we actually took geofencing and we put it on steroids and we create a product that we're calling smart fencing. All right. So smart fencing, the whole premise behind it is what I showed you guys in that Grizzly ad, is putting the right message in front of the right people at the right time. I mean, we all agree that if we're in the market for something and we see an ad for it at the right time, the conversion of that is just through the roof. All right. So right here we have basically in a nutshell what smart fencing is. Messages, and we're using location of our users to target them.
So this is what it looks like in the back end of the Dealer Lead Driver platform. It would show you a map of your location, and it gives you the ability to, however you want to draw it, if it's circles, if it's a nice little star, if you want to draw a pretty bow around a specific area in your market, you can then control the content that person sees when they come to your website. So if you're targeting large employers in your market, if it's a hospital, maybe a military base, colleges and universities.
Right. Or if you want to do a VIP program.
Perfect opportunity for a large employer. We're right down the street from the General Electric headquarters in upstate New York here. So we would put a radius around their location, and when they come to the website, we could do the GE VIP employee discount program. Our technology might be a little bit advanced for the perception of people that are being served these messages. We don't want to necessarily say you're a GE employee, and we know that.
Right.
You're going to creep them out.
That'd be creepy.
Be really creepy.
Really creepy.
So we're going to talk about, are you an employee at one of these corporations?
Sure.
And we'll create.
And we'll show you that here
exactly.
in just a second.
So this is what it looks like when you come to the website and you're within the geo-targeted location of one of these employers, and you get to the website, this is what you're going to see.
So message pops up and basically says, listen, and actually when they go to this page, Brian, we already know where they're from. All right. Through geofencing, through smart fencing, we know that they're already a part of one of these brands. So they see this. So if I'm at GE and I'm a GE member and I'm saying I need to find a new Ford, I go to a website and the first thing that pops up is, hey, are you a GE employee? I'm going to click that ad, Brian. Exactly. All right. I'm going to click that ad because it speaks to me. I see my company's logo. And then the next step is obviously, this is what happens when they click on it.
Exactly. So we're taking them over to a landing page where that conversion opportunity is possible. And you even see within that form there, it's simple. It's as simple as it needs to be. We don't want to bombard people with, hey, tell us your firstborn child's name, your first dog's name, your social security number. That's called form abandonment, and that's going to happen anytime you ask questions like that.
Sure.
Basic information is going to get you a higher conversion rate on these pages.
Exactly. So, this strategy drives insane amount of leads if it's done right.
And again, next logical step down there at the bottom, hey, there might be more rebates you qualify for. Are you active military? Are you a student? Different items that you may qualify for were one of the most important things that customers are looking for in a decision with an automotive is saving a little bit of money. So if you can show that to them, you're going to be way better off.
If you want geofencing, if you want smart fencing on your website, please call us. Let's talk about it. Let's get you guys hooked up. One more thing, we have some dealers out there, and maybe you're one of those, that you just want to get that guy down the street who's taking your business. Brian, let's face it, it's a cutthroat business, all right?
Yeah, that's why we're in it.
Every day, people are trying to steal your lead. So smart fencing, imagine ABC Motors, as you see in this picture here. ABC Motors is coming after my business. They're taking my inventory, they're taking my people who I normally would sell to, and they're taking them right underneath the rug. I can be aggressive with smart fencing. I can actually target their dealership. And if they're looking at my website and someone else's dealership, which is the case,
always,
okay, Google Analytics does tell us a lot that the average person shops 4 or 5 different dealerships before making a decision. So obviously, if they're in ABC Motors, they're going to be cross-referencing prices and all those things. Selection. So let's just say they're at ABC Motors. I serve them an ad when they come to my website saying, before you buy a car from ABC Motors, talk to us. I'm going to give you $500 more than ABC Motors. And Brian, when you see the right message at the right time, it's going to be a conversion.
It's going to be valuable.
Okay, so if you want smart fencing, you want to learn more about how it works, please call or text or go ahead and email Brian. Guys, we're about to get into our third point today, our third strategy, proven strategy to drive more leads. But first, I want to talk to you guys quick about an upcoming webinar we have on November 24th. It's last minute campaign tips for Cyber Monday. So if you want to capitalize on Cyber Monday and really make sure you have a campaign in place that's going to drive leads, guys, please show up on Tuesday at 3:07. Plus, because it's Cyber Monday, Brian, we want to give a surprise offer. So for every person who attends the webinar on November 24th is going to get a Cyber Monday deal from Dealer Lead Driver.
Absolutely. And as you know, if you've ever shopped on Cyber Monday before, it's not 5% off. It's not 10% off. This is a significant offer, a very, very significant offer. I would be there. I would attend and I would take advantage. As you can see, there's a ton of value into the website. We're going to show you more. It's a no-brainer. Come join us on the webinar and take advantage of that price.
Guys, Cyber Monday, if you're doing Cyber Monday for your dealership, you could be doing it entirely wrong. If you want to find out the right way of doing Cyber Monday for automotive, I know you can't just, at this point, we're getting close. The ability to buy a car online, 100%, the time will be soon, okay? Cyber Monday will have a whole new meaning when that happens for the automotive world. You've already seen it with like Carvista and Carvana, places like that. So time is coming for dealers to do that. But for right now, tune in. You've learned a lot of tips on how to make this campaign successful and get a surprise offer. But that's neither here nor there. Moving on to our last proven strategy, Brian. How many times, and this is not for Brian, this is for you guys to answer, how many times a month are you looking at the analytics and conversions of your website? Brian, what do you think the average dealership does?
I bet it's twice.
Twice a month?
I bet it's twice. I bet it's in the beginning of the month and the end of the month.
Okay.
Depending when their account manager or their website manager, if they even have one. Not every website provider will even provide that customer service to you, unlike us at Dealer Lead Driver, where you have a dedicated performance manager who's reviewing your analytics. They're talking to you about performance. And my biggest perception on things like this is these metrics, these analytics, they don't mean anything unless you're doing something with them.
True.
You need to put a strategy in place to improve that site that's perhaps not up to your standards, or those conversion rates that are not what you want them to be. The numbers don't mean anything unless you're doing a strategy to improve them.
Right. And go ahead and type in the chat and let me know. Are you guys looking at your site more than twice a month? Because, me and Brian, from the dealerships that we talk to, that's the case usually. Sometimes even less, unfortunately.
John, good to hear that you're looking at it 10 times a month. That's great to hear.
10 times a month. Yeah, John, that's a really good, that's great. That's even more than I think that most people ever do. So that's great. But why is it so important? It leads us to our third proven strategy, measurement. All right, measurement of the campaigns. Now, I think a lot of people, Brian, as maybe they're like me, where they see analytics and they get a little dizzy and they had to drink some water. They start the migraines start pounding and they just are not able to take in analytics. They see analytics, they see the pie chart, they see the graphs, they see the numbers, they see the percentages, and everything goes dark.
Yeah, and maybe that's all they're seeing. Maybe Google Analytics is all they're looking at. And if you've ever seen Paul speak or seen any of his presentations, always talking about people drinking the Kool-Aid of Google. Yeah. That's not it. There's more to your website. There's more to your strategies than just that. So we're not just looking at your time on site and your pages per visit. We're looking at everything. We're looking at your SEO, your top content pages, your top exit pages. I mean, most people don't measure and look at those things, but we're conversion experts, and that's what matters. We want to see where people are leaving the website, and either we do what we can within a strategy to prevent that, or perhaps we just sit there and smile because the top exit pages is them leaving on a thank you page after they filled out that form for us.
Right. I mean, and when you know how people are interacting with your site through the analytics, right? This is our portal actually. It's called Smart Client. Actually, we used to call it Smart Scott because the guy who built it, his name is Scott. But
Scott sure is smart, huh?
he is. He's a smart guy. But we are calling it Smart Client, and it's part of Dealer Lead Driver. If you don't know what's going on with your website, and your website is basically your virtual lot, right? It's your digital showroom. If you don't know what's going on, how can you properly have a strategy in place? Brian, one of my favorite shows, you want to know what it is?
I'm a little scared here, Dan.
I have two favorite shows. One is the Alaskan Bush People. Love it.
I was watching that last night.
Were you really?
I actually was.
Wow, I love it. My other favorite show is Mystery Diners. Now, I love Mystery Diners because they actually put cameras in these restaurants and try to see what's going on and fix a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, that's basically what Smart Client is. How can you address the issues with your strategies, with your conversions, if you don't know what's going on? And analytics and measurement of them is how you do that.
Let's take a look at this next slide, and we'll talk about, again, turning measurements into a strategy, turning the things we're seeing engagement-wise on your website. So this dealership here, look at those top searched used vehicles. It's F-150s, it's Super Duties. You got Escapes and Explorers and Edges down there as well, but as you can see, that green is dominating. Your customers are looking for F-150s. Does your inventory match what your customers are looking for? And again, let's put a strategy in place. Let's build up our pre-owned F-150 inventory. So we're going to put a buyback program in place. We're going to go after past customers. Perhaps maybe let's say 3 years ago they bought an F-150 and it's time to upgrade. I mean, let's get them into the new big bad F-150 with all of these different technologies and strategies within it. And let's do what we can to not have to cost them much more money. Let's talk about, hey, do you want to upgrade to a new F-150 for less than $20 a month? So we're putting a strategy in place. We're improving our inventory for used F-150s because that's what our customers are telling us they want. Yeah. Again, these metrics don't mean anything unless you're doing something with them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how, if you're a dealership, and I don't know what everyone's role in the dealership is this afternoon, but man, I don't see how you understand how to build strategies without knowing these numbers. Mm-hmm. And like I said, this platform that we built makes it very easy because they think graphs are easy to visually see. But you need to be looking at what's going on with your digital showroom. It's so important. All right, questions. So what questions do you guys have for us today that we can answer to really, hit home these 3 points? Our 3 points today, again, number 1 being content. Number 2 is the geo-targeting. And number 3 is the measurement of the analytics. 3 strategies that if you put these strategies in place, you're going to see the leads just drive in. So does anyone have any questions today that we can help answer?
I know one that's going to come, and it's the same thing we talked about with smart fencing. How much more is smart fencing to have into my website? Again, $0. How much more is it to have Smart Client into your website? Again, $0. We're not nickel and diamond. We're not upcharging on every opportunity to make $11 more from you. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to help you sell more cars, and that's what we're doing. We're providing the tools for you to achieve your goal.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, any questions you guys have, please go ahead, call, text us, email us. We're kind of running out of time here. We want to keep this short so you guys can get back to work. But again, anything that comes up, me and Brian are here. We're a resource for you guys. We want to help you sell more cars. Again, don't forget, this coming Tuesday, 3 o'clock, we're having our Cyber Monday tips webinar. We want to give you guys this exciting offer as well for being a part of it. So again, anything we can do to help you guys, please reach out to us. If there's a topic you want us to cover, me and Brian, about websites, we'd love to hear from you. But again, we really appreciate everyone on the webinar today. And Brian, any final thoughts?
Give us a call. As you can see, we've got a ton of value in what we provide in our website platform. I tell you what, we got a real competitive cost on this platform compared to everyone else out there in that industry. If cost is an issue for you, it won't be with us.
Yep, absolutely. And you know what? Everyone is basically, they go with the big dogs, the big companies out there. But guys, they're just selling you a template. The content we showed you guys today, that's not included. That content comes with our platform, and we built it. We're a smaller company, and we're going to go the extra mile to earn your business and make you sell more leads, help you sell more leads, more cars. So guys, I appreciate the time today. Again, call, text, email us if we can help in any way. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday for the webinar. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Dr. Hart, for stopping by.
It's my pleasure.
And doing surgery on all these bad websites that we need to go over. So thanks so much and have a great day, guys.